सर हर सर्कस को ना एक रिंग मास्टर की जरूरत होती है और मुझे रिंग मास्टर बनने में बहुत मजा आ रहा है. I'm the journalist with DM Saqib, and here are my questions for you. Right now, there are many shows and movies talking about, journalism as a,
Hmm.
how it has become, right now in the OTT and also in theaters as well, especially Z5's flagship show. The Broken News is also about journalism.
Ji.
So, how different is Crime Beat, from any other
I'm
shows?
I'm the wrong person to ask this because I haven't seen the broken news.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I will not be able to tell you exactly how different it is. But what I can tell you is the fact that our show Crime Beat is a very exciting show. Not because of anything, but because of the book it's based on. It's a book called The Price You Pay. It's by Somnath Bhattabayal. And it's a very exciting book. I remember when the book was given to me by Sudhir Mishra to read, I finished it in one sitting. I was,
Wow.
so I'm like, okay. And I only judge things. Can I be honest? I don't know how other readers or writers or other people judge things that they're reading. If I, and I'm not a reader usually in life, I wasn't one. So if I finish something, that means it was good. Like usually it
Oh,
takes me 3, 4 sittings to finish something. I finished this book in like 3 hours, 4 hours. I just didn't stop.
wow.
It's not that big a book also. So, and by the time I finished the book, in 3 hours later, I called Sudhir Bhai. I'm like, this is beautiful. He's like, huh, come listen to the script. We are still writing episodes. So I joined them when they were adapting the script from the book. So I've been
Wow.
part of the show since that time. So then the whole casting process began, and I'm like, "Arey, you guys are putting such an eclectic cast together." I'm getting to work with my first co-star again after 14 years, Sabah. That was very
Yeah.
exciting for me. It was like, "Arey, we went back to that same set in our heads, our first set together."
Yeah.
And such an interesting ensemble, whether it is Sai Tamankar or Adinath or Rahul, Rajesh Bhai, Rajesh Telang, Danish Hussain, such a bright cast. So when
Yeah.
all these things, when I tried to sit down and think, this is how I do, I equate everything, and I'm like, I'd be stupid saying no to this, man. I'm getting to work with some really talented people. One thing is for sure that I'll come out of this a wiser and a better actor if I work with so many talented people, and that's my lalach to be doing the show.
You've answered almost four or five of my questions already in this one answer. So my next, coming to the book, I have a question about the book also. So like you said, you've read the book, The
जी
Price You Pay by Somnath Bhattabyal.
जी
And how much did you rely, like especially while portraying the role of Abhishek Sinha's journalist, how much did you rely on, like did you rely more on the screenplay which was given to you, or did
more
you rely
more
on
the
what you wrote?
more the screenplay, to be really honest, because that's what we were shooting. But what the book gave me was the headspace of the author, that I could have it subconsciously in my mind while playing the character. Because ultimately तो आपको तो स्क्रिप्ट फॉलो करनी है. मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा कि ये बुक है, ये बुक पढ़ लोगे तो ये शो है. It's an adaptation. So of course it's a lot of things have been changed also while writing the screenplay. Characters have become slightly different. But it was a great starting point for me to get to know the zone that the makers were trying to hit with the series. The book was a great starting point.
Excellent. My next question is, Sudhir Mishra is probably one of the prolific directors, we
जी
have in Hindi cinema, Indian cinema, you can say.
जी.
How was it working with him? Because he's known for, realistic cinema. He doesn't sugarcoat when he's
अरे
talking
I
about
was
politics.
I
How?
was very intimidated by him earlier because I
I'm
hadn't
sure.
known him well before that, right? I'd met him at these filmy screenings and parties where all you do is say, "Hi, sir, how are you? Nice to meet you." And then you go meet the next person. So I remember him calling me and saying, "Arey, Saqib, I have something. Come, this is the book. Read it. Tell me what you think." I read it. I went back to him and I told him I won't do it. And I spent some couple of hours with him while having that discussion. And in that discussion, I realized that he's one of the most chilled out people that there is. He has such an interesting sense of humor, and there is so much to learn from him. And so all the intimidation went out of the window. He became like a buddy. He became like a friend. I could speak to him about any and everything. He really invested in the actor-director relationship with me, which was beautiful. So yeah, I was just amazed at him for the energy he has. He doesn't sit on set. He's always talking to somebody, trying to make the scene better. And when you see somebody like him, his stature, who's been working for so long, you as an artist get inspired yourself. You're like, okay, this is how it's done, man. This is how the OGs do it. Let's just learn the good things from the OGs. And that's my relationship with him. I really enjoyed working with him.
I'm sure you must have had a really great time. Your character, Abhishek Sinha, right?
Ji,
His character. He desperately wants to be on page one throughout. So
ji,
he
ji.
desperately wants to be on the page one. So does it subtly talk about how the rat race has become especially in the television media, where everybody just wants to break the news. They don't want to maybe get fact check done, which is the core of every journalism. Like, when you study
So you
journalism, that's
know,
the first thing they do. Yeah.
so the
So.
journey for somebody like Abhishek Sinha starts off as a stringer. He starts off as a stringer who's running around to sell one story some publication so that he can make some money. He doesn't even have uh, a job. He's unemployed in a way. He's a freelancer of sorts. And the journey starts off from there to him being with one of the leading publications in the country, to him going and joining the television side of journalism. So there is a massive graph on how all these different mediums of journalism affect him along the way, and what is the price he has to pay to bring out the truth is what the story is about. Ultimately, it's an underdog story. It's about it is about the guy realizing that what and how does he actually want to do things in life. And that's what really got me interested in the story, besides the talented people I was talking about earlier, is is the is the theme of the story. Like, I love underdog stories. Yeah, my favorite film still is Jo Jeeta Wahi Sikandar. It's such a special underdog film, and I could relate it to something like a crime beat, because at the core of it, you can talk about the politics that's happening. You can talk about what the police does, or how the journalism world works. You can get into all the nitty-gritties, but at the core of it, why is it so relatable, or why would people identify with it, is because Abhishek is one of you. He's looking for his big break. He's looking to have his moment in the sun, and हम सब कहते हैं यार मेरे साथ ही गलत क्यों होता है, मेरे साथ कुछ बड़ा क्यों नहीं होता. He's that guy. बट ये कहने से ज्यादा ये कोशिश कर रहा है कि कुछ बड़ा कर पाए. सो उन वो एम्बिशन को पाने के लिए व्हाट ऑल ही हैज टू लेट गो ऑफ इज व्हाट द स्टोरी इज.
Nicely put, nicely put. My last question to you is again this is something which you already answered, but I would like to know something more in depth as well. Again, you were surrounded by amazing actors. Danish Hussain, Rahul Bhatt, Sai Tamhankar, Rajesh Tailang, and obviously Sabazat, your like you mentioned before, your first co-star from Mujhse Friendship Karoge. So how is it again? Like if you want to talk about how was it working with them?
Such a great learning experience. Yeah, everybody taught me something in went. Everybody, I learned something. You missed out Adinath Kothare, who's also a friend and who worked with me in 83
Hmm.
as well. He
Oh
plays
wow.
a very
Oh,
important.
Mayank Sharma. I'm guessing the
Yes,
cop, right?
yes,
Yeah, yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So he's also there, and just the fact that everybody was so good and they were such solid actors that there was so much to learn from them, and everybody was very easy. I got along with everybody, everybody. So it's such a refreshing feeling to be working with people you enjoy in life, and I got to do that in this show. Looking forward to being on set with them again now. It
Oh,
was
I'm
that good.
sure, I'm sure. I'm sure. No, no, it was really good watching you with them because it felt like there's so much ease. There's no like over the top stuff, just ease, very effortless. It felt.
Thank you. Appreciate
Yeah,
it. Thank
yeah.
you.
And these are my questions for you, Saqib. And thank you so much for your time. And I really enjoyed watching you in Crime Beat. And I'm looking forward to season two.
Oh, you've
And
seen the full show?
yeah, yeah. I've already, yes.
Oh, wow. Tell me more,
Yeah.
man, Smriti. What are your thoughts?
Uh, I I kind of enjoyed the show because it felt very realistic to me. Because I have
Yeah.
seen a lot of shows on journalism. It didn't feel very real to me, but this one felt very, especially how a newsroom works, especially a newspaper works. So your interaction with Danish Hussain and your interaction with the actor. I'm so sorry, I forgot the actor who plays the photographer.
Ah,
Uh,
अरे सर
he
अरे
that was
पशु
really that
पशु पशु जी
पशु जी, हाँ जी.
हाँ
तो वो मुझे बहुत पसंद आया.
हाँ
And overall, I liked your transition from
हम्म,
from a stranger, from a rookie to you wanting to becoming someone. So even your character was very grey, I felt,
हम्म, हम्म.
and I honestly enjoyed it a lot.
Thank you,
And
Smriti. It was lovely to
anytime,
chat with you. I'm
it
going to
was
have a
lovely
good
chatting with you.
evening.
Yes,
I'll have a good evening listening to this review now. I'll gloat over it that you liked it. So you made my evening. So thank you for that.
anytime, anytime. And you please take care of yourself.